securely mounted, properly mounted, with nuts and bolts, clamps. Condition: metal, bend, broken, twisted, cracked. Plastic, cracked, broken, no abrasions. Tires, hoses, abrasions, bulges, cracks. Damage, leaks, air, fluid. Belt driven, gear driven. Front of the truck check. No major damage, no leaks, no flat tires, no lights and reflectors for me to inspect. 4 engine fluids, engine coolant, power steering, washer fluid, engine oil. 4 engine items: alternator, water pump, air compressor, all belts, no cracks, frays, and no more than 3/4 play. Make sure you check hoses on both sides of the engine. Steering items: steering column, steering box, steering linkage, power steering, pump and hoses. Suspension items: frame, no cracks or illegal welds. Spring mounts, leaf springs and U-bolts. Shock absorber. Brake items: brake hoses and ABS wire. Brake chamber, slack adjuster and push rod, no more than 1 inch of play. Brake drums and brake lining. Tires items: tires 4 out of 32 threads, rims and valve stem. Lug nuts and studs. Check for rust trails or shiny metal. Hub oil seal and fluid level of wheel hub. Exterior inspection check. Doors, handles, latch, and hangs. Mirrors, fuel tank, straps, cap, and check for leaks. Steps and no catwalk on truck. Lights and reflectors. Drive shaft. Exhaust system. Frame and cross members. Spring mounts. Leaf springs and U-bolts. No shock absorbers. No airbags and air mounts. Torque, no torque arm. Brake hoses and ABS wire. Brake chambers. Slack adjuster and push rods. Brake drum and brake shoe lining. Tires 2 out of 32 thread. Rims and spacers and valve stem. Lug nuts and studs. Axle seal. Mud flaps. Lights and reflectors. No doors, ties, and lifts. Coupling devices. Air lines and electric lines. Glad hands or electric connectors. Fifth wheel skid plate. Release arm and safety latch. Locking jaws. Platform. Mounting bolts. No sliding fifth wheel pins and clearance. Trailer front to back check. Glad hands and electric con. Kingpin. Apron. Gap. Headboard. Lights and reflectors. Frame. Landing gear. No Tatum release. Tires 2 out of 32 thread. Rims and valve stem and spacers. Lug nuts and studs. Hub oil seal. Spring mount. Leaf springs and U-bolts. Torque arm. No airbags. Shock absorber. Brake hoses and ABS wire. Brake chambers. Slack adjuster and push rods. Brake drum. Brake shoe lining. Lights and reflectors. Mud flaps. No doors, ties, and lifts. Interior inspection check. Engine start. Seat belt. Mirror and windshields. Horn and city horn. Wipers and washers. Light indicators. Oil pressure gauge. Voltmeter gauge. Temperature gauge. Air pressure gauge. Heater and defrost. Parking brakes. Service brake. 6 fuses, 1 fire extinguisher. 3 reflective triangle. Start air brake test. Chalk your wheel. Build pressure up to 120 psi. Turn off truck. Place key in on position. Push both brake knobs in. Check for leaks. Hold brake 1 minute. Truck shouldn't lose 4 psi. Check for low air signal. Pump brake down to 60 psi. Check my emergency brakes. Pump brake down. Buttons should pop out between 20 and 45 psi.